Hey there, champions. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We are going to be talking about the maps of Halo 3. Little bits of lore, little things that I find interesting, just some cool stuff, from one of the greatest games of all time, Halo 3. So I figured, what better map to start on than one of the most iconic maps of Halo 3, High Ground. So, let's get started, shall we? Now, Outpost C9 is a former NATO military base that is located near Voi in Kenya. Now, the base was reactivated by the UNSC as a research base to test the Brute Spiker. Now, you can see the old NATO roots of this base with old SAMI here. Now, SAMI is an ASRGAM surface-to-air missile launcher, or just SAM. It is most likely being used by the UNSC to defend this base from our extraterrestrial invaders. Hey guys, how we going? Going good? Hope so. Well now, you're probably wondering, why am I standing here on this old broken wall? Well my friend, this broken wall tells more of a story than you could ever think of. Get over here. You see these cones here? I think they tell a story. Come with me and I will show you what I am rambling about. How did you get over there so damn fast? Now I think this base was attacked way before the Human Covenant War, and when the UNSC came back for it, they just put up these cones because they could not be bothered dealing with the mess. You want to see some more pointless stuff? See how level this wall is? Well, what's left of it. See what's wrong with this wall? The finished parts aren't aligned. For some reason, one part of the wall is lower than the other part. That just really grinds my gears. These people, they just do not know how to grab a level and make this shit perfect, don't they? It's not just over there. This wall too. For some reason, one part of the wall is higher than the other. Even though there's a rock behind the higher part of the wall, I don't understand the point of the wall being that high because there's a rock behind it. Why is the wall so high? Why isn't the rock behind the lower part of the wall, and then the higher part of the wall is on the side without the rock? Who designed this? I need to have a chat with them because they're an idiot. Isn't it nice? Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. Well, I suppose that's all there is to talk about here on this lovely little beach and in this lovely little base. Suppose it's time we move on. How about we go to Longshore? Hang on a damn minute. This isn't Longshore. Oh shit, I got the names mixed up. Well, I suppose Last Resort will have to do. Now, much like its Halo 2 cousin, Last Resort is a power station that is built into an old fort. But unlike Halo 2, the Xbox 360's high fidelity gives us the opportunity to decipher what kind of period this fort was built in. But due to its advanced state of disrepair, we can't really get like an exact match on it with any like old African colonial architecture. Fucking stairs. Whoever built this fort, we are gonna have words because... Now, even though this looks like Spanish colonial architecture, it's most likely British due to the fact that England conquered Kenya, even though Zanzibar Island is off the coast of Tanzania, not Kenya, but it's a part of Kenya. Now, the EAP, or East African Protectorate, built these power stations back around the 23rd or 24th century when they were trying to renationalize as an effort to step away from the United Earth government or from the UNSC. And Zanzibar Municipal Turbine number 7 is the one that we are looking at today. That is a big fan. Now the site was decommissioned in the 26th century once we kind of didn't need these big wind power stations anymore because everything was either nuclear or running off of hydrogen. Now in Halo, one of the main brands that you see around is Traxxas Heavy Industries. Now not much is known about Traxxas, but after the Human Covenant War in 2556, they were put under investigation by ONI after the Cedra terrorist attack. Are they evil? Probably, but who knows. Now, even though the site has been decommissioned, it is still up and running for whatever reason. I don't know, it could just be powering the rest of the site instead of like everything else, but I've got no idea. Go and ask Oni. And so that's Last Resort. Probably the most popular or iconic map from Halo 3. Well, I suppose I had better get to work. It's been nice showing you around this beautiful little beach of an island. Well, I'll see you all later. Numbers. Business. Spreadsheets. Yes, this is all looking quite good. Yes. Beautiful. I'm liking what I'm seeing. This is very nice. Was it... you guys, I didn't see you there. Welcome to the pit. A UNSC training ground set inside of an old aircraft hangar. When was this aircraft hangar built? No idea. Could have been World War II, could have been Vietnam, could have been the Interplanetary War, could have been 3 days ago to just help fight the Covenant, but who knows? Now this place is massive. So massive, in fact, that birds have decided to start calling it home. I think these are sparrows. I don't know. I don't really know much about African birds. It could be canaries. Now this base was originally usually used by drill instructors who didn't really like the new holographic type of training. They preferred the old school target shooting style of training. You're probably wondering, Temple Puncher, why are you standing in front of a fence? Well, I'm not. I'm standing in front of Mount Kilimanjaro, a volcano in Tanzania, and also the tallest mountain in Africa. The only other real thing of note about this base is it's filthy. There's dirt everywhere. It's disgraceful. Our boys and girls in green are meant to train here, and they have to deal with all this dirt on the ground. What is going on, guys? Come on, do better. Well, I suppose I better get back to work. Where the fuck am I? What? Oh, come on. I couldn't be anywhere worse. Someone has got to get these teleporting doorways fixed. Now, Ghost Town is set in an old water pumping plant. Now, the reason for its state of disrepair is that it was for some reason abandoned some time ago. Now, that could have been due to this... Hang on a minute. Well, I was going to say it was because of this collapsed tunnel, but... Well, there's a fence there. Now, that throws a spanner in the old theory, but it is a nice bit of environmental storytelling. It shows that this place was abandoned before the tunnel collapsed. Because why else would there be a fence there other than to keep people out? Now, we can estimate this place to have been built around the 17 or 1800s thanks to these brick arches, which while they can be just decorative or, something like that, they could also be load-bearing. And load-bearing arches like this were used back then because building an internal structural support was a lot more expensive. Now, this place has obviously been decommissioned long enough for a big fucking tree to grow right behind me, and I don't really know how long it takes for a tree like that to grow, but it's obviously been there a while considering there's moss and vines and just shit growing on it. So, alright, let's hope this one takes me home. What the fuck? Where? Oh no. Oh fuck, I'm in Rat's Nest. Now, Rat's Nest is a part of the same base as Crow's Nest from Halo 3. And this base is built into the side of a mountain in Kenya. It's not really specified where, apart from the fact that it's near Voi in Kenya. Now, Crow's Nest was apparently built for some old 20th century war. Now, it's not really specified which war that was, but it was probably World War II, due to the fact that England did launch an attack from Kenya against Italy during World War II. Now, as far as I can tell, Rat's Nest acts as the motor pool for Crow's Nest. It's said that if you listen closely to the pipes scattered around this map, you can actually hear drones inside clanging into the walls and onto the pipes and all these other things. And I think that this actually indicates that at the time that this map takes place, it's likely just a few minutes before the Covenant attack on Crow's Nest. Now, Rat's Nest is a lot like a lot of the other maps that we're going to have on this list, just in the fact that they don't have a lot of lore to them, and you know what, that's okay. Not every map has to be packed full of lore. Well, time to see where the wind takes us. A Foundry is another one of those maps where there's just not a lot going on. You know, even the Halopedia article just does not have like a whole lot of information on it. There's really not a lot of interesting things about this map, except for maybe that, but even then, there's just not really much going for it. It's not even a very good map either. But you know what? That's okay. Not every map has to have an expert level of detail and lore and environmental storytelling to be, an alright map, and not every map can be Last Resort. Even though it's not a great map by itself, it's still kind of fun. You know, it can be repurposed into a Griffball map. Well, I suppose I better move on. Next up is a much, much more interesting map. Well, better get going. Standoff. One of the greats, definitely. Now, if you couldn't tell by the huge fuck-off satellite dish behind me, Standoff was originally used as a communications outpost by the UNSC. But it has recently been converted into an intercontinental ballistic missile launch site, or an ICBM launch site. Now, one of my favorite parts of environmental storytelling is Silo 3. And this is Silo 3, just in case you couldn't tell, because you're an idiot, I guess, I don't know. Now, Silo 3's main hatch is open for some reason, whether that be because of the huge flood outbreak that happened, or because of just they wanted to nuke the Covenant, I guess. We'll never know, because, ONI and the UNSC like to keep that kind of stuff real close to their chest. Now, from the distance there, you can see a small settlement. Now, I think that settlement is named Kupiga Simu. I'm sorry, I don't speak that language. I'm so sorry. Well, I suppose I better get going. Say hi to the man on the moon for me. Alright, bye! Where are we now? Oh, we're on Blackout. A map that is only lagged because, well, it is a remake of a Halo 2 map, and Halo fans just cannot let go of the past to save their lives. I mean, who said that? That's crazy talk. That's blasphemy. Now, Blackout is special, being one of the only maps set on Earth that isn't set in Africa. It is set in the Arctic, if you couldn't tell by all the ice and snow. Now, they say that this is a UNSC weather research outpost, but I couldn't really find any. Oh. Well, there you have it, folks. I guess I was wrong. It is a weather research outpost. Now, the wiki also says that this, outpost was used to store Arctic glacier core samples, but I checked absolutely everywhere and I could not find a single shred of evidence for these glacier core samples that they were talking about. Blackout is a pretty boring map. Well, apart from one thing, and that is the Aurora Borealis. Yes, at this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within the sky. Well, I don't think I'm going home anytime soon, so let's just see where this one takes me. The Soviets were right. There really is only one home, isn't there? Oh, didn't see you there. Right now we're standing on the map Orbital, which is a docking station for the Quito Space Tether above the capital of Ecuador. Now, Orbital serves as more of a database of modern lore in reference to us, such as the International Society of Civil Engineers, formed in 2021, 5 years ago as of the making of this video. What we're about to see next serves as a memorial to two of the most important men in Halo's history. Without these men, we would not have faster than light or slip space travel. Dr. Tobias Fleming Shaw worked with Wallace Fujikawa to co-create the Shaw-Fujikawa Translight engine. Both of them lived extremely long lives, with Dr. Shaw dying at the age of 97 and Dr. Fujikawa dying at the age of 102 years old. While Orbital may not be a good map for its own lore and little tidbits like that, it is a very good map for understanding Halo's past and maybe even our future. I wonder if people on the other colonies feel a sense of homesickness not being on Earth, on our home. At the moment, the only home that we've got, unless some British guy and some Japanese guy come along and invent some faster than light travel, but apparently that's not going to happen for the next 200 years. say what you will about Assembly, because I don't have a lot to say about it. All that's really interesting about this map is that this is where scarabs are built. The ones that you fight in the campaign, this is where those are built. And the big lake that surrounds this place is where those worms that go into the scarabs come from. And up there, that's where they're meant to come from, but I stood there for about 10 minutes, and there were no scarabs. I think they might have removed them. Welcome to Snowbound, one of probably the worst maps in Halo history, but it was there on release, so I've got to talk about it, and talk about it I will, in the best way I can, which is not really that much, because there's not a lot to talk about with this map except for these two bases, and one of them doesn't even work properly, so that's going to be a fun topic to tackle. Guys, welcome to MTV Cribs. This is my crib. It's purple. And there's a huge ball in the center with a chair inside of it for some reason. It's great. This is some excellent map design, Bungie. Oh, look, there's round things. I love the round things. They're great. One of the great things about maps not being set on Earth is Forerunner architecture, which also means I don't know what's going on. There's this huge chasm in the floor. Don't ask me why there's a chasm there, but, you know, it's pretty deep. It's a deep chasm, and, you know, that who knows why it's there. No one knows except the Forerunners. Thanks, guys. This place is filthy. How did the Covenant let it get so bad in here? God, oh my god, there's cracks in the floor. Jesus, what is going on? Oh, and the round things don't work. This is just disgraceful. I'm so disappointed. And there's Snowbound. I told you it was a terrible map. There's nothing even interesting about it. I don't know, guys. I'm going. Ah, shit. Oh my god. I just had a really weird dream that Oh, come on. Who put a map in a huge frozen wasteland? Now, the map Avalanche is set in a large Forerunner power station. Don't ask me how it works. Do I look like a Forerunner to you? Don't answer that, I have a nose. I mean, unless we want to be talking about, you know, pre-343 retcons, we're not gonna go with that. Now, this is the only map that is set on Installation 08, the Halo ring from the end of the Halo 3 campaign, the one that you blow up, that only you, the Arbiter, the Flood, 343 Guilty Spark, and Sergeant Johnson were actually on. Funny thing is, in my notes, I actually wrote down generates power through some bullshit, because how the hell are we meant to know how this works? Like, seriously, I mean, we're not, that's the thing. Why are UNSC lights here? Why? If Master Chief, the Arbiter, and Sergeant Johnson were the only UNSC forces that were here on Installation 08, why the hell are there UNSC floodlights, or whatever the hell these things are, set up around this part of the power station? Who was the map? Also, this is really shitty looking. This looks like something out of Fallout 4. Who the hell approved this? Who? If this was the Ark, maybe I could, like, excuse this, but no one else was here. Why are they there? I'm gonna kill myself. Epitaph. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, Epitaph is surrounded by a huge desert that was likely the inspiration or the actual location in the book Halo Epitaph. And it is also set on the Ark, which the domain, the Ark are kind of like the same thing, but not really. Now, this map is also home to the only surviving in-game remnant of the Guardian Sentinel from the cut level Guardian Forest. Now, one of the other interesting things about Epitaph is it's actually connected to the multiplayer map Citadel, which it doesn't have a lot of information about it online, and there's not really a lot that you can get from just looking at the level itself. So I've decided to just merge the two of them into one section instead of doing them both separately. So it's just easier like that, and the section on Citadel would be like 20 seconds long if I didn't do that, so you know. Now, Citadel, don't really know what it's for other than the fact that the windows behind me and a bunch of other sections around the map are like, they have this scrolling Forerunner text on it, which leads me to believe that this place could have been a data storage center, or it could have been a storage center for religious texts due to the cathedral-like nature of the building. Now, one of the cool things about the maps that are set on the Ark is there are some nice birds flying around called quadwings, or at least that's what they're called on the wiki. I don't think they have an actual name. There is a looming storm off in the distance that is threatening to destroy this citadel. I should probably leave before that gets here. Well... Sand trap. The inspiration behind this video. Its secrets buried under the sand are yet to be told. Now, Sand Trap is probably one of the oldest levels, lore-wise, just due to this, like, big stone cathedral kind of thing that we find ourselves in on this level. Now, in this room, there seems to be a large stone sarcophagus. Now, it's not confirmed whether this is a sarcophagus. It could just be a random bit of stone that we have no idea what it does because it's Forerunner technology, but it also could be a sarcophagus hiding a human/Forerunner skeleton. Now, I do have more ideas of this being a cathedral, one being these large stone squares that are literally outside of the building. I mean, they could be towers, turrets, any number of things, but like I said, it is Forerunner, and we just have no idea what these guys were doing back then. For all we know, this could be a huge brothel. Now, Sandtrap is mostly known for one thing, and that is the M313 heavy recovery vehicle, or the Elephant. There are actually two of these on this map, Behemoth and Leviathan. Now, these large vehicles can be used to transport anything from troops, vehicles, supplies, anything you might need on the front lines. They're also very, very fun to drive around. The map also features a D96 Albatross, a vehicle that usually isn't seen on the front lines, so I don't really know what it's doing here or crashed up in the sand like that. Maybe it has something to do with the crashed Phantom that's only a few meters away. Speaking of extremely large vehicles, the UNSC Aegis Fate is hovering above the dig site. Now, the UNSC Aegis Fate was actually on Reach during the fall, where it was assigned to provide fire support to a group of stranded Marines, but it didn't do that because the person who was in command thought that it would cause collateral damage. Now, this place was actually once a Johanned dig site, and don't really know why they left. All we know is that there's a crashed Phantom, and they were likely investigating these strange Forerunner runes that litter the site. We have no idea what they say. They have no idea what they say. People say that, they've figured it out recently, but they haven't. They're just lying to you. Now, another part of Sandtrap's big mystery that everyone and their mother seems to want to investigate is the large wall and obelisks that form the outer perimeter of the map. Are they there to keep something in? Are they there to keep something out? We don't know. The Forerunners didn't really tell us. Well, I suppose it's time I get going. You know, I wonder how the Jorhane, like, kept people out of this place. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh no. Oh. Where the fuck? It's Valhalla. Okay. This sort of be a fun one. There's definitely a shit ton of lore for this one. I mean, there's gotta be, isn't there? There has to be. It's one of the most iconic maps of all time in Halo 3. There's nothing. Much like a lot of the other maps that are set on the Ark, there is just not a lot of information about what they were for, or who was there, or what they were used for. Why is this pelican here? I've got no idea. My main theory is that this area takes place near the level of the Covenant, and this is one of the pelicans that does get shot down in that mission, but I have no idea apart from that. It's a damn fine map though, isn't it? It's so pretty. Now, these towers are most likely used for communications, at least that's the UNSC's main theory on it. Apart from that, we have no idea, like a lot of the stuff here. There's a big wall. Very, very big wall. It's too bad I forgot my shotgun. Oh well, at least I brought this instead. Isolation. In my opinion, one of the most underrated maps in all of Halo 3. Yes, it's round, yes, it's a bit small, but damn, is it just a fun map. Now, if you couldn't tell from the disgusting flesh abominations that are coating the walls, this is a flood containment facility. Apparently, it was used to contain a flood outbreak that could have turned into a Blightland. Now, speaking of Blightlands, this is just a theory, but I think you can hear a Blightstalker in the background. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory! Now, there are some small interior sections in the Blight Caves, whatever you want to call them, and may I say, they are filthy. They are disgusting. How could the Forerunners let it get this bad? Now, Blightstalkers are actually my favorite little bit of flood lore, because they are like pre-proto-Gravemind. Now, one of the main things about this is, oh my god, it's my shotgun. Oh, you beautiful thing. My baby. Oh, it's time to move on to the next. Hope this disgusting wire pipe takes me somewhere new. Yuck. Now, Guardian is probably one of the most iconic Halo maps of all time, but probably the most iconic Halo 3 map. See, for me, it probably goes High Ground, Sand Trap, Last Resort, Guardian, and that's like the tier there. And the High Ground is not by no means bad. It's probably my favorite, but I'd say Guardian is probably like the most popular. And you'd think being the most popular, it would have like a lot of lore. That you should know by now that these Forerunner maps have almost nothing. Now, one of the main things about this map is that the quad wings are back with a vengeance. You can see them right there. The quad wings are back. There's also like some other stuff. It's like built into some trees. One of them's broken. Now, I think that this chamber here is actually part of a teleporter, and that's how they actually get people into this area. Because there's nothing else. Like, you know, I think this platform here is also a part of the teleporter, because there's nowhere else that you can get into this map unless the Forerunners were like, you know, just like there the whole time, like they never left or something. Now, of course, elephant in the room, this map was originally meant to be a part of the Cut Halo campaign level, Guardian Forest. That is where the Guardian construct from earlier in the video on epitaph was actually meant to turn up, and it was actually meant to be a big sentinel too. It wasn't just going to be like a hologram, like that purple thing there. Well, I suppose I better get out of this forest before some big weird ancient bird comes and swoops me up and eats me or whatever. I don't know. It's fucking foreign of animals, dude. Well, let's see if we can get this teleporter to work. God blimey, where am I? Oh, shit. Fuck! I'm on Narrows. I fucking hate Narrows, dude. This is the worst. This is the worst Halo 3 map. To the worst. I fucking hate this map. This map is good for Husky Raid, maybe Capture the Flag, and maybe Team Snipers, and that is it! This map sucks! Took away my fucking guns too. I can't even have what I want. Oh, okay, good, thanks. I found a sniper. That's great. I despise this map. There's a few lore things about this map. The big wheel on the underside of it pulls water up from the bottom of the chasm to, like, cool the rest of the arc, but that doesn't make up for the fact that this map is fucking awful, alright? It's snipers only. That's all you need on this fucking map. I fucking hate it here, dude. I'm sorry. That was disgraceful. There's another thing, there's a bridge over there. It's cool, I guess. I hope this fucking man cannon takes me somewhere better than fucking Narrows. I fucking hate this map. Okay, well, we're not much better. Here's Construct. The Construct is one of those maps where there's just not a lot going on. Its claim to fame is the fact that it's like either above or below where Master Chief has that fight with that brute at the end of the arc, which is cool, I guess. Now, there's nothing. I don't know what's going on this map. There's these glowing bits, and like they converge on this pylon on this part of the map. I don't know what it does. And there's like little constructor sentinels flying below the map as well. I guess that's cool. There's also like aggressor sentinels, but who cares about them? There's also these walls that are like a bunch of Forerunner text that's like scrolling up and down very slowly, very, very slowly. It could also just be a place where they used to store fusion coils. I don't know. Maybe Construct it's a pointless map. It's not even good. I don't know, man. I'm just done. I'm done with these Forerunner maps. I'm just ready to give up. I'm just ready to go. I just can't do it with these stupid Forerunner maps with their lack of lore. Guess that's it. Oh my god. We're back. We're back on Earth. We're back on high ground. Yes. Oh, thank my lucky stars. It's so good to be back. Well, champions, that was it. That's me talking about all the Halo 3 maps that came originally with the game, and talking about all the lore that I possibly could. Well, that's it. Please like, share, subscribe, comment if you didn't like the video, comment anyway. I appreciate it so much if you made it to the end. Alright, champions. Bye-bye.